AASPA podcast. My name is Lily Koash Johnson. I'm the marketing intern for AASPA. And today we are joined by two presenters in our upcoming annual conference pre-conference section. We've got Dr. Sara Skretta, the Senior Director of Accreditation, Placement, and Licensure, and the Certification Officer at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in the College of Education and Human Sciences. We also have Kristen Finley, the Elementary Personnel Service Supervisor for Human Resources at the Lincoln Public Schools in Lincoln, Nebraska. Guys, I am so excited to have you here today with me.
Thank you for the invitation.
Of course, of course. So we are doing a pre-conference at the upcoming annual conference. Do you guys want to tell me a little bit on what you're presenting?
The pre-conference is titled Thriving Amidst Challenges, Talent Management and Education During Workforce Shortage, which is a really fancy way of saying we have a workforce shortage, but we still have to manage the people that are there. And so I'm privileged to be presenting with Kristen from Lincoln Public Schools to talk a little bit about how they're doing that and how we can collaborate with them as an educator preparation program.
Kristen, do you want to add anything to that?
I would completely agree with Sarah. We have a strong partnership with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, where we're always working with them to find the best talent. So we'll be a good team for this presentation.
Yeah, I think that sounds awesome. Okay, so what do you guys think is going to motivate others to join your session? Like, what should they be looking forward to?
I work in human resources and hire all year round. So I'm always looking ways to improve our efficiency in human resources here at Lincoln Public Schools. And the tools that we're going to discuss are going to help the people that come to our session do that. The tools of Talent Ed can improve your ability to hire top-notch talent quickly because you're able to see their strengths in one click. The ability to see their references, interview responses, their experiences, have their teacher insight broken down into the 3 categories gives you the ability to find the best teachers and help our principals find the right fits for their school.
And we're excited to be part of this presentation because while LPS and Kristen are doing all of that, there's spaces that still need to be filled. So as the educator preparation program, we are always trying to help with that pipeline, trying to help upskill their existing teachers and staff so that they can meet those staffing needs. I also think someone would want to come because we're going to talk about the new workforce. So you have the Generation Alpha workforce is coming on board, and they have very different expectations about what work should be, which can pose some pretty significant challenges for not only preparation programs, but for districts in terms of how schools actually work. So we also might have prizes and candy. So that would be another reason why you should come to our session.
That's awesome. What are you really hoping people who attend your session are going to take away from it?
I would really hope that people feel knowledgeable and comfortable using the systems in Talent Ed, and they're able to use those proficiently because there are so many in there. And I feel like sometimes people don't dig deep enough and research all of the different tools that can help them find the most talent for their school districts. There's so many amazing things that I want people to take full advantage of in hiring.
Yeah.
And I hope anybody who comes, first of all, understands the importance and then takes away some strategies to build those relationships and that collaboration between their colleges and university programs, their state departments of education, and their district. Because in Nebraska, we're very lucky that the 3 of those entities have great communication, which allows us to put the puzzle together to help folks get into those jobs and stay in those jobs. And that doesn't happen everywhere. So we've got a little blueprint to be able to share. I think it's also important, again, to understand what our workforce looks like, how to retain them, because we've got multiple generations in that workforce right now, and then how to continue to attract with those new kind of characteristics they want within a system that really hasn't changed since the industrial age. So we've got some challenges, but we think we've got some ideas and some tools that we can share that hopefully people can implement in their own districts.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. So, going off of that, what are some things that session attendees could be able to implement almost immediately after returning from the conference?
I think people would be able to use all of the talent ed options as screening tools, right? So you're always looking for the best candidates and the best talent out there. And I know there's a shortage, but as educators, we still need to know who's coming to us and what their strengths and needs are. And those tools can help you be prepared for those employees that are coming to you. So it's all at your fingertips. You have to use the tools and use them how they work for you. Like for instance, I have a color coding system that is very, very helpful to me, but that's why you need to be proficient with the system, because you have to make your systems that work for you. There are things in there that help me not lose top candidates. For instance, the dashboard system can guarantee me that I don't miss a task, I don't miss an interview, I don't miss a job requisition. It helps me stay very timely, and I think that really helps us to hire our candidates in the quickest manner. And when you're up against competition in different school districts, it's very important to be able to do it as quickly as possible. I can see a file, I can see teacher insight scores, when they applied, what contacts we've had with them, if contracts have already been sent to them, which is also really helpful for a large district because we have 3 hiring supervisors and we might all be talking to the same candidate. So by using those tasks, I can know when I should be offering or if my colleague already did so. All of those things are at your fingertips, and I love how functional it is and that I can actually do my job and see all of those things from anywhere. So I could offer jobs and see talent, and even when I'm on vacation, I can look every day if candidates have applied. So I really love that about talent ed.
No, I think that's
I got a couple of strategies too that we want to make sure people leave with, and that is some strategies on how to determine how to retain your staff at every stage. So every district has teachers at the twilight of their career, at their midpoint of their career, early in their career, in addition to those new hires, and using some of the information from the 5 shifts, which is something that AASPA is heavily invested in. We can combine those and provide some specific tools so that you're doing those kinds of retention strategy development around each of those categories of your teacher. The other thing that's important that we'll be providing some information and strategies on is how to maintain teacher quality in your hires in this day and age of many, many alternative pathways to licensure. It's really important that we minimize turnover and mobility in those positions. And there's lots of research out there that shows there is sort of a demarcation in terms of what kind of preparation someone has and their longevity in a job. And I think that'll kind of include that Gen Alpha stuff. But the other piece is the partnerships. So how can we get students or candidates into schools and jobs faster? That seems to be the thing. So that comes down to those partnerships and what kinds of initiatives and how they work between partners. So hopefully when someone leaves our session, they'll have so many tools. They won't be able to do it all because they have to go back to their day job, but they'll be able to have something in there that they can either apply and start that they don't have, or they're validated and maybe improve something that they're already doing in their districts, or it motivates them to reach out and establish those collaborations and partnerships so that they can elevate some of these things in their state or their district as well.
Yeah, that is perfect. And I think that is something that a lot of school districts really need. So I think that'll be a really cool pre-conference session. So what are you guys looking forward to at the 86th annual conference this year?
I'm always looking for ways to learn and grow as a professional, learning from my colleagues, people that are, in the trenches with us, stealing those greatest ideas. And as educators, we all let each other steal ideas. So that always works out great for me. I hope I get current information that I can implement when I come back to my own department.
And I agree with everything that Kristen said. One of the things from a former teacher and principal now at higher ed that I really enjoy coming back from AASPA with is all of the strategies that school districts are using, whether they're hiring or training or what have you, because then I can come back and inform our folks here in our teacher preparation program. So we're making those adjustments. But I also am looking forward to I always feel motivated and aspirational when I leave. There's always so much amazing information I take away with all good intentions. You know what happens with good intentions, but that's what's huge, is that reconnection and that inspiration, and that whole knowing when you're looking across a ballroom full of people, everyone's feeling that same way, and these are the people that really make it happen. So I'm looking forward to that.
So is this your guys' first time attending the conference, or have you gone to a couple of these beforehand?
I've never had the opportunity to attend. I have taken advantage of the boot camp a couple summers ago before I started in this job in HR, and that was so helpful to me. It helped me hit the ground running when I started my job.
I've been really lucky and been able to be involved in some of the boot camps, some of the other summits, and go to a couple of annual conferences, and they are fabulous. AASPA does a tremendous job of programming, having presentations and instruction that's cutting edge. So it's always progressive, and it's not looking back. It's always what's coming up. And that focuses on everything from policy to practice to the fun stuff. It's just an amazing experience. AASPA knows how to put on an annual conference, so you'll learn and you have a good time doing it.
Yeah, and we'll be so excited to see you guys October 15th through 18th at the annual conference. It's going to be an absolute blast in Seattle, Washington. And I cannot wait to watch your guys' pre-conference and see how it goes. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely. You see it in Seattle.
See you in
Thank
Seattle.
you.